Hey everyone, welcome back to a North Texas Weather Center forecast, and today what we're looking at is potential for some snowfall tonight across areas of North Texas and everything that you need to know in this video, and also a potential that we even see some freezing rain or sleet in some portions of eastern Texas going into the morning hours tomorrow. So there's a lot to unfold here. Obviously, this is not what we saw last February by any means. This is just some isolated to scattered flurries and light snow. Nothing really beyond that at this point. A lot of this has not really accumulated to much. At the most, what we've seen is accumulation up to maybe about a coating, maybe a half an inch in a few isolated locations well back off to our northwest, closer to areas like Childress, who have seen more snowfall. But I'm going to kind of break down what you need to know in this video in terms of what to expect over the next several hours and when this could arrive to your location, and if it will as well. So here's the current look at the live radar as of 7:18 p.m. Timestamp's kind of blocked out, but this is kind of what we're looking at as of right now. We do have some snow ongoing across portions of western and western central portions of Oklahoma, stretching all the way down into portions of the panhandle of Texas, also including Childress. And has reached Wichita Falls. There's actually already been a little bit of snow here where I'm circling, so around Archer City and Henrietta, those areas have already seen a little bit of snow. Nothing major, just a few flurries to light snow. There's also been a few flurries back here near Sherman, actually much closer to the Metroplex. They've been very isolated, and they've not obviously accumulated since it's been very light, but there have been a few snowflakes falling across portions closer to the Red River Valley, and that will obviously continue over the next several hours. There is a dry layer in the atmosphere, primarily over DFW and most of North Texas, which will probably limit our chances of seeing a whole lot of snow tonight, if we will even see any, in fact. But again, here's where we're looking at the heaviest of bands. There's a little bit of a heavy snow shower here just off to the northwest of Seymour, and this will obviously be all this will be moving off to the east-northeast fairly quickly tonight, and this will all kind of develop, and it might reach portions of the Metroplex. And primarily where I'm drawing this little circle here for North Texas, it's not really a good circle, but you kind of get the idea. Really where this cutoff line is probably where I would say the chance of snow diminishes, and I think that Denton County, Dallas County, those areas will probably have a lesser chance of seeing it. But let's go ahead and check out the future radar and see what we're looking at in terms of snowfall. Let me go and put my face cam way up here. Kind of block everything out. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the future radar and get this regular radar off here real quick. All right, so here's a look at the future radar. So you can see here's your timestamp right here. Pay attention to this one here. That's your model timestamp. So as of 8:20 this evening, the snow will be moving through portions still off closer to the northwest and west of Wichita Falls. You can see going through the next several hours after that, that snow pushes toward Wichita Falls. Now in the computer models, it does diminish by about 10 o'clock or so. That could very well happen. There's a pretty good amount of dry air out in front of this, closer to North Texas. So that could be a chance that we do see this precipitation kind of diminish as it moves off to the east. Closer to about 12 o'clock, this will all still it might still exist. You can see a little bit of light snow to flurries popping up maybe just to the north of the Red River. Again, we could still see some flurries here in North Texas, even if it's not on the radar, so keep that in mind. You might still see some, and as maybe even a few sleet pellets as well. Eventually, by 1 to 2 in the morning, this all moves off to the east, and you can all of a sudden see it redevelops off closer to eastern Texas, like Tyler, Palestine, as well as closer to the Texarkana region, all starting to see this little mix, and what this red represents is actually freezing rain and sleet. So don't be shocked if this actually does occur. It will be cold enough to support this type of weather, and many computer models are now showing this going to the overnight hours, and this moves all off to the east, maybe a mix of rain and snow closer to the border of Louisiana and Arkansas as well as Texas, and then eventually this should all become mostly rain as it moves out to the east, and actually, pretty shockingly, it still remains actually pretty much like snow through portions of Arkansas, as well as through potential portions of like Memphis, Tennessee, and areas like that. But again, that's what we're kind of looking at in terms of snowfall. Let's go ahead and check out the HRRR model as well real quick. I'll kind of get you an idea of this one. This one's a little bit more specific than the other one, so this might give you a better idea. So again, model timestamps at your top left, and here we go through the next several hours. It might take a second to load. And here we go. So you can see this is going through the next several hours. So about 11 o'clock, there's a little bit of flurries here closer to Wichita Falls. You can see a little bit of rain maybe popping up, maybe a couple raindrops, likely going to be more like snow more than anything. You can see this is near Keller by about 11. Maybe a little flurry shower, light snow might pop up somewhere closer to DFW. But again, it's going to be very isolated, so don't get your hopes up if you're really hoping for a lot of snow. It's probably not going to happen. Again, the HRRR model is also showing that potential for some freezing rain and sleet moving through areas of along I-20 here east of DFW. And again, there's a chance that this doesn't happen, but all the computer models are kind of hinting at it. So just be prepared if you have any travel plans in your eastern Texas tomorrow. just make sure you're aware that there could be some ice on the roads. It's not going to be ruled out. This will all melt by tomorrow afternoon, but again, the temperatures will be able to support potentially some ice if rain does fall over that way. So freezing rain and sleet will be a concern potentially in those areas. But again, it's a little bit early. We're still going to have to watch the next several hours. It's a very tricky system to track. It's been since the last week. So we've been watching this very closely for you. Make sure to stay up there with North Texas Weather Center for the latest. And this forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting as well as All Dents Repair.